play. He gets the pin. Raiders are clawing their way back in this game.
Just snipes one.
It's over. Safe. Oh my God!
Did you see that?
Great diving play.
He's hit a touchdown. Hastings Raiders win the ball game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hastings, Minnesota, here at the Hastings softball field. Peter Heyman along with my partner Owen Ely bringing you some Hastings softball action on HCTV. We are in the elimination bracket, Class 4A, Section 3, first round. Raiders lost to Park on Monday 8-4. I know you're going to touch on that a little bit, Owen. That's your alma mater. Everybody probably knows that by now. And Burnsville, there's your Section 3 4A bracket right there. You can see Rosemount, the number 1 seed, going to take on Park, who defeated Hastings at a mini upset, 4 versus 5 seed. And then down on the bottom, you got number 2 Egan. They defeated Eastview, and number 3 East Ridge defeated 2 Rivers. Owen, talk to me.
Yeah, no, it's a happening time of the season, as you can see from that bracket there. Weather permitting, of course. I mean, we've had a terrible stretch across the state for games, but we'll take a look at the elimination bracket here, and there's still plenty of games to be played, as you can see.
So you got Hastings, Burnsville, number 4 versus the number 8. And then you got 2 Rivers, number 6 versus Eastview, number 7. It's to be determined who they'll end up playing if they win. Sometimes they want to switch up the team so they don't play the same team. At any rate, Raiders 14-6 in the Metro East. And Burnsville 4-17 in the South Suburban. Hastings, we already mentioned they lost to Park on Monday. They've lost last 3 of their 4, Owen. In fact, the last time they played Burnsville was last year, May 23rd, and they lost 9-7 right here at Hastings to end their season. And the last time they defeated Burnsville was April 15th last year, right here at Hastings Field, 7-1. Hastings ended up second in the conference at 12-2, and Burnsville was 9th in their conference at 3-15. But we've seen this in hockey, where the South Suburban and a few other conferences are so loaded that it doesn't really matter what their rank is or what their record is. They're still just as good as some of the other teams in these other conferences.
Yeah, no question. That's the beauty about high school sports, whether it's hockey or softball. We saw that this year with the outdoor heroes game. I believe it was against the Apple Valley Burnsville Co-op, where the record might not have indicated how good of a team that Apple Valley Burnsville team was. So yeah, of course, you look at the records here. There's quite a discrepancy, but could be in for a good one here.
Yeah, we should. And for Burnsville, they come in with 55 runs, 14 doubles, 3 home runs, an ERA of 6.19 as a team. They're going to be on the mound today. It's going to be Emma DeBilzen leading on the mound. I might just I'll try to announce it along with the PA as he says their players. But Hastings wearing the all white. They're going on white out today with the blue socks, of course. Burnsville going to go with the white top and the pinstripes and the black pants. And here's their starting lineup. I'll try to catch you right up. Left fielder, Hatterdran, number 3. Center fielder, number 18, Brooke Gerber. Right fielder, number 17, Peyton Medeiros. Batting cleanup, third baseman, Kate Dam, wearing number 7. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 10, Tori Gramacki. Batting sixth, shortstop, Avery Cromnide, number 22. Batting seventh, playing second base, Miley Lamoth. Batting eighth, playing first base, wearing number 11, Emma Klug. And batting ninth, designated player Megan Watson, number 12. And as I mentioned, Emma DeBilzen on the mound. She comes with a 2-5 record, 4.36 ERA, giving up 58 runs and 105 strikeouts. And your Hastings Raiders leading off, catcher number 12, Sienna McCoy. Batting second, shortstop number 14, Leighton Robinson. Batting third, the pitcher, number 18, Haley Strain. We'll talk more about her later. Batting fourth, playing first, number 17, Claire Reeder. Batting fifth, playing third, number 24, Lily Watts. Batting sixth, and the designated player, number 25, Ella Hochschild. Batting seventh, playing left, number 2, Lauren Meyer. Batting eighth, playing center field, number 11, Addie Selesky. And batting ninth, playing second base, number 12, Rachel Notch. And your flex player playing right field is number 8, Lauren Mull. I mentioned Haley Strange. She will be the starting pitcher for the Raiders. She is a tri-sport athlete. We'll talk much more about her in a second, but right now we're going to take a pause for the national anthem.
Let's play fast pitch softball.
First pitch, we're going to get a little HCTV action going. There's a good shot of the field. Owen, quick talk. Anything you want to say? What are the Raiders going to look to do here to get back on this winning streak and stay in this season? There's your Burnsville Blaze batting order right there, you can see.
Well, it's going to relate to that batting order because for Hastings, it's going to go through Haley Strain, of course. I mean, just the best player on the basketball court, the best player on any playing field for the Hastings Raiders. So, obviously, they do have good defense as we've seen throughout the year. They certainly have some pop in their bat with Claire Reeder, and you know we've seen a couple of blowouts from this Hastings offense this year, but I think it's going to go through Haley Strain here tonight.
Yeah, and there's the Hastings Raiders defense right there. You can see Meyer, Selesky, Mull out in the outfield, Strain, McCoy, pitcher-catcher, Reeder, Notch, Robinson, and Watts there in the infield. Beautiful Hastings field we got here. Last time we were here, Owen, Hastings took on North St. Paul, who was highly ranked and still actually is in the QRF, and Hastings defeated them pretty handedly. That was the form that I thought we would see going into this bracket, but we mentioned earlier, Park, 5 seed, upset them. So Hastings has the skills. They can hit the ball. They can play the D.
Yeah, they've cooled off a little bit here in March as their schedule has gotten a little tougher, understandably. But I mean, this is a team that has competed with the best. I mean, I really think, at least in my handful of years here, that was probably the best performance I've seen by Hastings softball, that game against North St. Paul.
I would absolutely agree. We're about ready to start here, folks. Burnsville, the visiting team, they'll lead off with their left fielder. She's a senior, Sydney Handrahan. Sydney comes in batting .277. She's got 18 hits and 5 RBIs. She bats righty. And Haley Strain getting ready to deliver the first pitch. And it's in there for strike one. We'll try to get our umpires' names as throughout the game. Want to say shout out to all the officials. Without umpires, won't be able to play. Second pitch low for a ball. Haley, a left-handed pitcher, Owen. A little harder to see off from the eyes of the batter sometimes. They're used to seeing it on the right side. They've got to make the adjustment. That one paints the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
Yeah, you got to wonder as well. We do have some good cloud coverage here, but as the sun begins to set here, with the way the field is oriented, you wonder if the sun is going to be an issue here.
There's a foul ball down the first base side. Handrahan stays alive. Burnsville, we mentioned out of the South Suburban, a heavy conference there. Got the Lakeville teams. They're just loaded with talent. We'll take a look at them later as well. That one's just a bit high. Count should be even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, sometimes you almost wonder playing teams like this if it's almost a bit of a trap game because it's like swinging a weighted bat you know, it's hard to do, but once you take it off and switch into a different conference, you never know how that plays.
It's a ground ball to the second baseman. Notch fields it, flips it over to Reeder. Out number 1 on the 4-3 putout for the first out of this game. Next up for the Blaze, center fielder, number 18, Brooke Gerber. Brooke, an 11th grader. Takes the first pitch low for a ball. Top of the first here. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Haley Strain, one of the seniors. Hastings is going to really miss her. Like you mentioned, basketball, volleyball. She's got a lot of records and a lot of books and a lot of sports. Low for ball 2. She's got that height, Owen. She's got, like we said, she plays a lot of sports, so she's very good with the hand-eye coordination, the competitiveness, the confidence, everything you want in a leader on your softball team. That one's called a strike. That was up there at the letters, Owen.
Yeah. You know, it's funny talking about the kind of the future of the Hastings team and the development. I'm sure people would have said the same thing about what is this team going to do without Lily Newton, and then you get, you know, these young players at one point like...
That one's fouled off. Staying alive is Gerber. Yep, that's high school sports, right? 1 year, a couple years, next player up. Whether it's a sophomore that was on the squad or maybe a freshman coming up, or just a senior that didn't get a lot of playing time the year before. You never know. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3 for out number 2. First strikeout of the game for Strain. 6 pitches so far to both batters. Next up for the Blaze, right fielder, number 17, Peyton Medeiros. Medeiros is just a sophomore. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you can see on the replay there, she's in mid-game form.
She's first pitch swinging. That's a foul ball down the right side. We always got a lot of wind here too, don't we, at this Hastings area? We're a little higher up in the Hastings city, if you will. Got the baseball field over there, some football practice field, so you're going to have a lot of air. It's usually pretty breezy here. And it seems like it's always going left or right.
Yeah, it certainly pulls it a lot of...
There's a line drive ground ball to Rachel Notch. Flips it over to Reeder for out number 3, a 4-3 putout on 2 pitches. 14 pitches overall, no hits, no runs, no errors. After a half-complete inning, Blaze 0, Raiders 0.
Yeah, no, just a great inning there pitching from Haley Strain. And, you know, Burnsville, they were making a little bit of contact, but nothing really matriculated there out in the field. You know, sometimes that was kind of the storyline early on in that North St. Paul game. Even though the Raiders weren't putting up runs very much early in that game, they were making tremendous contact, and you just kind of knew that was going to win out as the game went on. So, you know, sometimes you can kind of see the waves coming in when you start making contact, even if nothing's happening. So,
yeah, you're absolutely right on it. If you noticed all the contact for Burnsville, they were all to the right side. So what does that tell you? That means they're late on the ball. So they got to make the adjustment in the batters. There's your Hastings Raiders batting order. Sienna McCoy, the catcher, leading off. Robinson, second. Strain, third. Reeder, cleanup. Followed by Watts, Hoss, Schilt, and Meyer. And then Selesky and Notch round off the top 9.
Yeah, and, you know, it seems like every game we cover, we talk about Rachel Notch's defensive ability, so hitting the ball to that right side certainly is probably going to benefit Hastings defensively as we get a look at the Burnsville Blaze defense here.
Yep, DeBilson on the mound, Gramacki catching. Outfield, you got hand-to-hand Gerber and Medeiros left to right. That's okay. And in the infield from first, Klug, Lamoth at second, Crom wide at short, and Dam at third. Leading off for the Raiders, the catcher, number 12, Sienna McCoy. Or sorry, number 10, Sienna McCoy. First pitch, low, ball 1. Raiders want to get off to an early start here, Owen. It's always good to get the leadoff hitter on, whether it's a walk, a bunt. She's already ahead in the count, 2-0. Take a walk, maybe get a stolen base, a little hit and run. You want to get out to an early lead in softball, especially when playoffs come and the teams are closer. It could be a 1-0 score.
Well, Hastings is certainly built to get off to an early lead.
That one was called strike. He is calling them high, so if you've been watching at all, that high pitch, that's a strike. So if you're a batter, what you want to do, you actually cheat up in the box so the ball's actually lower when it crosses you, so you have a better chance of hitting it. That one should be in there for a strike. It is. Counts even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, it's good. It's good to recognize this. Hopefully, Hastings is recognizing this as well, because sometimes, even though you may or may not disagree with how they're calling it, at least if you know how they're calling it, you can adjust.
Exactly. There's a fly ball to center field. Gerber backs up, tracks it, and makes the catch. So a 5-pitch F8 to McCoy for the first out. Brings up shortstop number 14, Leighton Robinson.
And this top end, this lineup is tremendously good at hitting 1 through 9, but the top of the lineup too is just so dangerous here for Hastings. So if Burnsville can get through this first inning unscathed, that certainly would benefit them here.
There's a base hit right up the middle to center field. First pitch swinging Robinson, first hit of the game. There goes the perfect game. There goes the no-hitter. That's a good start like you talked about earlier. Here's that replay right here. And she's timed it well because it went right up the middle.
Well, you can't call this breaking up of a no-hitter as an announcer's jinx, at least. But this is a good start here for Hastings.
Brings up one of their best hitters, the pitcher, Haley Strain, the tall lefty. She's got power. She can put it out. It's a little windy, but it could come into play for her. First pitch in there for a strike.
Especially as a lefty, if she's a little early on it, maybe the wind could help her out in right field.
There's a rip right up the middle, right past the pitcher, DeBilson. McCoy heading around third, to throw to third. Oh, and they got her. That was a perfect BB from Gerber to get McCoy. I like the heads up running a little bit. Haley Strain heads up, advances to second. So you'll have a base hit for Strain. Then you'll have a 8-5 throw out for the second out. Haley will advance to second on the throw. Here's that BB right there. Great camera work. The throw beater. Ooh, the tag just got her. She tried to slide around it, but she was unable to. So 2 outs. Haley in scoring position, though. Next up for the Raiders, first baseman, number 17, Claire Reeder.
That was a very good call there from the home plate umpire as well. Not the easiest view of seeing that, but that's why we have that deer stand up there for angles like that.
And make note, after this pitch, ooh, there's a drop ball, but, it's called a strike. I will give credit to that home plate umpire. When he made that call, if you notice, he was right there at third base with only 2 umpires now. You have to do a little more running, so great job, home plate umpire. And there's a strike. Brings the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Certainly a pitcher's count here. Reeder might have to get aggressive.
Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that's outside, so we got a full count here, Owen.
Well, that's just tremendous plate vision there from Reeder, especially knowing that the box is maybe a little expanded here tonight.
And she takes ball 4. So a base on balls for Reeder. 2 runners on now for the Raiders. You mentioned earlier, if they're built to score early, so here's a great opportunity now for third baseman Lily Watts, wearing number 24.
Yeah, you would love to have the bases loaded here and 1 out, but you'll definitely settle for 1 in scoring position here.
First pitch right there at those letters, again a strike. We know he's calling that. Yeah, hindsight, we could look back at McCoy's base running here in the first inning with nobody out. Maybe you stay on base. There's a rip to left field. They're gonna hold Haley at third. That's probably a very wise hold because that ball got out to left field in a hurry. That was Handerhan out and left. But a base hit by Watts. The bases are now loaded with 2 outs.
Yeah, these outfielders have not only cannons but precision with these throws as well. I mean, you can hardly blame McCoy for trying to slide into third. You can't anticipate that the throw is going to be that good, but this is a premium opportunity. Like you said, it's so important for them to get off to an early lead here. Not much room for error, obviously, with 2 outs, but you know, you hit something to the outfield. Maybe if Reeder gets a good leap, you could be looking at, you know, a 2-run single here if you can just get something to even shallow outfield.
Yep, and we got the designated player at the bat, number 25, Ella Halschild. Great opportunity. First pitch swinging, she fouls it off out of play.
Yeah, we don't have the cars parked over on the street because of construction, but these construction workers might have to watch some of these foul balls here.
I think they're going to have to get their hard hat on there, bud. Ooh, that was just inside. Almost got her. That would have walked in a run. There's your construction crew right there. It is that time of year in Minnesota, right? As soon as that sun pops out for a little bit, hey, let everybody get back to work. Low ball to the ball, gets away. Here comes straight to the plate, and she's going to score standing. The throw's to first. Reeder stays there. She took a couple steps, but hey, Raiders are on the board, 1-0. The count goes to 2 balls, 1 strike.
And I almost feel like she eased up a little bit as she got to the plate, trying to force that throw there, because she would have been safe by a mile.
There's a foul tip, strike 2.
But that just goes to you take the runs however you can. If you would have had that hit by pitch and would have walked it in, you certainly would have taken it that way. You take a wild pitch like that as well.
Two pitch change up low, ball 3. So we got a full count. Runners on second and third. There's room to put her on first if she wants. The pitch, that's high, ball 4. Catcher tried to frame it, but that was a little too high for the umpire to call that one. So a base on balls. Bases are loaded.
And this is just the veteran team that Hastings is. I mean, the plate discipline, knowing, you know, they don't have to get too over anxious about being up there trying to drive in a run. They just let it happen.
It's at the plate, left fielder number 2, Lauren Meyer. First pitch for a ball. That's low ball. Oh, gets by the catcher. Here comes Raider, and she is going to slide in and score for the second run. So 2 runs on 2 wild pitches.
And she's smiling about that a little bit. Maybe not the most graceful slide that this field has ever seen, but the run counts all the same.
Yep. We'll take them any way you can get them. Be patient in the batter's box, too, when the pitcher's struggling like that. If they're going to throw you a free run, hey, why not take it? 2-0 count, pitch inside. Oh, ball 3.
And now you have that early lead we were talking about. Now it's about really trying to demoralize them here. You know, if you can put up 3 or 4 in the first inning, that's a daunting task, especially against a 14-win Hastings team.
And that one's in there for a strike. Anything right there, that umpire's calling that a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. Bottom of the first, Raiders already up 2-0. Looking for more. That's low, ball 4. Another base on balls. That's the 3rd this inning by the pitcher, DeBilson. And we're going to have a timeout called here by the Burnsville coach as he walks out just to try to settle his girls down. Go ahead, Owen.
No, that's a very smart move here by Burnsville. Very nearly almost a wild pitch as well. You know, when they bounce right in front of the plate, nearly like that one did. Sometimes it's hard to wrangle those up, but again, just imperative here that Hastings stays calm, which they have, and they're just slowly but surely stacking up the runs here, going through very nearly your first order here in the first inning.
Yep. Meeting is over at the mound. It is 3-0 Hastings. Sorry, 2-0. But once again, bases are loaded, and at the plate, it's the center fielder, Addie Selesky. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Addie, also a multi-sport athlete. plays a little hockey. We've said her name a few times throughout the seasons.
As we have with so many of these Raiders players.
There's a foul ball, strike 2. Out into the grass. Let's see if the little kids, they don't see it. Mom's going to beat them to it. Oh, the race is on. And the little one slides and gets it. Y'all going to have to just trust me on that. That one's outside, ball 1. There's a foul ball. Staying alive, Selesky is.
Yeah, after going down 0-2, making good contact. Good decision making on what to swing at and what not to swing at.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. The number 8 hitter, first inning. There's a rip to left field. That's a line drive. It is over the head of the left fielder. Hand to hand. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. 3rd run coming home. Play at the plate. They got her. But either way, the Raiders still score 2 on the RBI double by Selesky for 4 total runs in that first inning. Here comes that replay. The center fielder is the one that chucked it in. 3rd baseman got it and chucked it in. Nice tag put on Meyer for out number 3, but not before the Raiders plate 4 runs after 1 complete inning. Hastings 4, Burnsville 0.
Yeah, what a great offensive inning there for Hastings. Even though they had tremendous success against this pitcher, they are going to have to start respecting the defense making these throws, because that's how a handful of these outs have happened unnecessarily here for Hastings. They're good defensively.
32 pitches that inning for DeBilson, for those of you keeping track at home, which I'm sure many of you are. So, yeah, great start for Hastings, going up 4-0. A lot of pressure now on the Blaze.
Yeah, it is tough to be in a hole like this early on. Not only do you not feel comfortable giving up any more runs, but now you have to go out there and actually produce some runs as well. Well, I suppose you can get them all back in 1 inning, even though that's rather unlikely, but probably going to have to be a multi-inning thing here for Burnsville if they want to work their way back into this one.
And we're back to the Burnsville Blaze batting. That's the 3rd baseman, number 7, Kate Dam. Burnsville, let's see what they're going to do to try to get back. 1 hit it. There's a shot to right field. It's high up in the air. Hastings Raiders right fielder Maul camps underneath it, makes the catch for out number 1. Next up for Burnsville, the catcher, number 10, Tori Gramacki. Gramacki made a nice play there at the end. Had to field that ball and make the tag to end that bottom of the first. She tries to lay off that one, but she gets a piece of it, fouls it off for strike 1.
Yeah, she certainly had a good inning defensively, trying to steal some of those outs and trying to field some of those wild pitches as well. Not the easiest task for the catcher there, but
that one's high, ball 1. Losers bracket here. Hastings, Burnsville. If you're just joining us, there's a high pop-up in the infield. Notches underneath it. Raider calls her off. Claire Reeder makes the catch for the F3 putout. That one stayed up there quite a while, Owen. That was one where it started on one player and the wind pushes it over to another player.
And sometimes that makes that a little trickier than it should be, but that was a good F3 there from Reeder.
Pitch is high, ball 1 to the shortstop. Avery Cromney wears 22. Saw that yesterday in the Twinkies game. Pitcher called it originally, and the first baseman was like, "Get out of here, I got this." That's called H.D. Reich. You're safe. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Beautiful day out here, Owen. Partly cloudy. That one's low, ball 2. Counts even 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Certainly can't complain after, it being in the 30s and 40s and raining for the last handful of days.
30s? Where were you?
Was it not in the high 30s?
I thought it was 40s maybe, but there's a foul ball.
People can be dramatic. That's okay. It felt like it was in the high 30s.
Drama in sports?
Yeah, who would have thought?
Speaking of that, probably be a little drama tonight. Hopefully, got to mention our Minnesota Timberwolves take game 2 tonight. Hunter Pinckey wearing a T-Wolves hat even. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Haley Strain. That ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1.5. Burnsville 0, Hastings 4.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the replay right here. Just straight gas here from the Raiders starting pitcher. It is going to be a Herculean task here for Burnsville to try to get something going offensively if things don't change.
Yep, there's your score line right there. A couple zeros in the book. Haley likes to see that. Only 9 pitches that inning. Great job for Haley. 23 overall.
If there's any silver lining here for Burnsville, it's that they are making some small degree of contact. With those flyouts. Maybe. I mean, it's a game of inches. If it's the bat's just a little lower, a little higher with that wind as well. Something could happen here for Burnsville. Obviously, you got great defense here from Hastings, but we'll see how DeBilzen works her way back here in the second. Obviously, gave up 4 runs in the first. A couple of great defensive plays from Burnsville resulted in some maybe premature outs here for Hastings. The throw out at third, the throw out at home. Raiders still put up 4 runs there in that first inning. And we'll have number 12, Rachel Notch, at the plate here for Hastings. Number 9 hitter. Foul ball there for Notch.
Rachel Notch at the plate, like my partner Owen has said. Only batter in the starting lineup not to bat that first inning. There's a hard bouncer to third base, but she chucks it over to first, though, and makes the out. Dam to Klug for the 5-3 putout.
Yeah, that's just a great defensive play there from Dam, even with the little juggle there. Again, these Burnsville players, they do have cannons, these fielders, so you never can count them out, even on a bobble like that.
Back to the top of the order for the Raiders, the catcher, Sienna McCoy. She's one of their many seniors. 9 seniors, I believe, according to some of the parents back there. That pitch is way in the dirt for a ball. Pretty big crowd out here, Owen. Got a bunch of little tykes, got some moms, dads, siblings.
Yeah, almost as big of a crowd as the North St. Paul game.
Throw to second. It's a beautiful throw, but she drops the ball. She would have been out. I think McCoy got hit by the pitch. That's how she's got on first, I believe.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. But then she was thrown out. It was a great throw by Gramacki, but the ball just came out of her glove.
The Raiders really need to start respecting the arms here for Burnsville.
That's true. There's a high pop-up towards the Burnsville dugout. Catcher Gramacki gets underneath that one and makes the catch for out number 2. And back to your senior pitcher, Haley Strain. She got a base hitter first at bat. Looks at ball 1 there. There's a high pop-up. That is going to be right at the catcher underneath it and makes the grab. She didn't turn around and face this way as they're taught, but she still made the catch regardless. The Raiders get a runner on base via hit by pitch, but they leave her stranded. No hits, no runs, no errors. After 2 complete innings, Hastings 4, Burnsville 0. We'll take a little break, ladies and gentlemen.
But here is the difference for the class of 1990.
We went from Mile High Eagles to Al and Peg.
I know you're all excited about Y2K. You could lose power or party like it's 1999.
Hastings High School has been graduating center since the first commencement of the 87. Congratulations, class of 2023. Go Raiders!
Funding for community TV is in rapid decline, and HCTV will not survive without your help. Let your local representatives know that you support community TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hastings Softball Field here in Hastings, Minnesota. Beautiful, sunny, partly cloudy, 62 degrees. Owen Ely, Peter Heyman bringing you the action on HCTV. Class 4A Section 3 elimination bracket, first round. Burnsville, top of the third. Second baseman Miley Lamoth at the plate. Swing and a miss, strike one. Owen, what does Burnsville got to do to try to get back in this game here? It's the third inning.
Well, they need to get on base. That's for sure. It's unlikely Strain's going to walk him, so they're going to have to start making better contact. There's been a little bit of contact, mostly foul balls and a couple of flyouts, but it doesn't seem like Haley Strain is going to be gifting them anything free, so it's probably going to have to come the hard way here for Burnsville.
I would agree. Contact, maybe even some small ball like a bunt. That one takes a strike outside corner. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes to the 7-hitter.
You know, I don't think that's a bad idea just to try to get something going here. It's 3 innings and hard to come by a hit.
That one's outside. Ball 2, counts even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Some of the fans wanted that one called. Gonna try to get you our umpires' names when I can. And that one's low, so Haley has worked to a full count to the 7-hitter. Bottom of the order, too. Don't want to give you no free passes at the bottom of the order. There's a ground ball. She stays alive. Sorry, foul ball. Stays alive.
Yeah, obviously Hastings has belief in Strain, but you don't want to be looking back at the end of the inning and have a gift like that if they can draw a walk here, come back to bite you.
And there's another foul ball that's headed towards the parking lot over there by the high school. It's into the grass. Didn't quite make it there. Good battle here by Lamoth. Eighth pitch of this at bat coming up, Owen. And there's a ground ball. Haley gets a piece of it, her glove, and it heads to center field, and that's the first hit for the Blaze. And they try to backdoor. They throw it overhead. Luckily, it hits the backstop. Must have been a planned play. So first hit for Burnsville. First runner on base. Just like you said, got to get base runners.
Well, this is how it starts for Burnsville, and not only was it a hit, but I mean, how many pitches? I mean, that was eight
pitches.
8 pitches. Wow. So I mean, Haley Strain has just been cruising. Now you start to accumulate some extra pitches there. Maybe that works in Burnsville's favor.
And there's that bunt attempt I told you about. There's a foul ball, though, strike one. 8 pitches. That's just 1 less than the total pitches Haley had last inning. So you're right. Make her work. Speaking of making her work, at the plate is the first baseman, Emma Klug, wearing number 11. She tried to bunt right there. Little small ball. Play for 1 run, right? If they do it again, fouls it off over here towards Hunter Pinky. For strike 2, though.
I mean, small ball is not a bad way to go against a good pitcher, and You need 1 before you can get 4.
Amen to that. Unless, of course,
You get 2.
you get the bases loaded and you hit the granny. Of course, as they cross the plate, there's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Third strikeout for Strain. First out of the inning. Brings it to plate, the number 9 hitter, designated player, number 12, Megan Watson. Megan Watson, she is a junior. She tries to bunt, offers it, misses. Throw back to 1. They might have got her. He's asking for help, and it's safe as called. Great work by the umpire, though. He was blocked by the Raider defenseman. Immediately went to the home plate umpire. He saw all of it. I would have said the same thing. Safe. Barely.
That was very close.
But it was close.
Very close.
Good throw there by our catcher for the Raiders, McCoy. McCoy, one of the 9 seniors on this squad. This is why they are so good. Second pitch in there for a strike. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. That one's high, ball 2.
Now you can see after that throw to first there, Lamoth playing a little closer to the bag.
That one's low. Ball 3. So Haley getting in some deep counts here in this 3rd inning. This is the bottom of the order, too, doing this work.
Well, sometimes when you're going up against a team this good, you do need the bottom of the order to get something going.
Yep, get yourself to the top. 3-1 count, that's ball 4. So that should be ball 4. Although I don't know about the first pitch. The first pitch, if he called a strike on the offer or not, that's what they got to discuss. So I guess they said the first pitch she pulled back on the bunt offer, making it ball 4. I think that's what Haley was talking about earlier, why she wanted strike 2.
Yeah, just a little bit of confusion there momentarily, but they got that all sorted.
Foul tip, strike 1. We're back to the top of the order here. Left fielder Handerhan. First walk issued by Haley. So now Burnsville has a runner in scoring position with just 1 out. Outside, ball 1. There's a foul ball. Look out, dugout. We saw that against North St. Paul. If you remember, balls went in the dugout, both sides. If I was those girls right there, I would not be standing in that position. Especially with Haley with the speed of her ball. You know foul balls are coming your way. If I was the coaching staff, I'd say move over, girls. Get behind the fence.
Yeah, I mean, that is really close to the batter's box.
Especially if you're not even paying attention. There's a ground ball to second base. Do they try to turn 2? They get 1 in second. The throw to first, not in time. So they do get Watson at second on the 4-6 putout. Lamoth advances to third. Handerhan reaches first via fielder's choice. We're back to Brooke Gerber, the junior center fielder. First pitch in there for a strike. Runners at first and third here, Owen. In high school, you'd see a lot of movement going here. Maybe a delayed steal. Maybe you just started stealing to see if they let you have it so you don't throw it, and then the runner from third just comes home and scores. There's a foul tip, strike 2.
I mean, it should be a free stolen base, but do you want to call their bluff of them actually getting the throw down there and getting you out? It's with 1 out, I think it's a lot easier, but with 2, kind of got to walk on a tightrope here.
Especially with a 4-run lead. If you got a good arm, you just throw her out. Who cares? There's a ground ball to first. That should be an easy play by Claire Reeder for the 3 you put out. So Burnsville does get their first hit. 2 runners left on base. No runs, no errors, though, after 2.5. Burnsville 0, Hastings 4.
Oh, yeah, Burnsville starting to wake up a little bit here. Got some live bats here in the third. Strain works her way out of that jam there, and some good defense there from Reeder. It doesn't turn out to be any runs there. There's a good shot of the high school from down here on the field. Beautiful day here in Hastings. 66 degrees and sunny. Slight wind coming in from the west out there in left field. Kind of died down a little bit as we've worked our way throughout the game here. Yeah, that flag out there in left center. Fluttering just a little bit here. Sometimes it gusts a little bit. Can be trouble for a right fielder trying to track down a ball here, but very good fielding game here from really both sides, particularly Burnsville as well with these throwouts as well. See if the Raiders can't get back to their scoring ways here in the third.
Folks, we're back. Bottom of the third. Hastings still got that 4-0 lead. We're at the 4-hitter, senior Claire Reeder, number 17. First pitch in there for a strike. Home plate umpire, Mr. Jerry Korpa. Base umpire, Mr. Chad Blackman. Thanks again to our officials. That pitch is outside.
Oh,
that one's high.
Raiders boys baseball tied up at 1-1 here in the sixth inning. Playing just at the field here to the west.
And that one's high. Count is now 3 balls, 1 strike. Just 9 pitches last inning for DeBilzen. Still on the mound here in this bottom of the third. And there's a little looper off the Raiders' dugout. Count now full. Reeder walked her first at bat.
And now you're in one of the scariest positions a pitcher can be in. You have to throw a strike to Reeder.
And she does not, so 2 walks for Reeder. Another runner on base for the Raiders. Brings up one of the starting freshmen. 2 freshmen are starting on this roster. Number 24, Lily Watts. Oh, and we're going to have a pinch runner for the Raiders. That's number 1. Be a courtesy runner. Now it's a pinch runner because Reeder plays first. Shouldn't be allowed a courtesy, only for pitcher and catcher, I believe. Have to try to figure out who that is because I do not have a Raiders lineup on the website. Oh. Either way, number 1 running for Reeder. I'll ask one of the parents. I'm sure they'll tell me. Samantha Allen, that is. And so Allen off and running. Oh, time is called. No pitch. So Allen running for Reeder. Let's see if Allen goes off and runs. She got off pretty quick there, Owen. I don't know if you saw that, but she is quick. She'll ground ball to third, fielded clean, throw to second. Oh, she dropped it. That'll be an error on the second baseman. That was a great play by the third baseman, picking up that ball. Damn to Lamoth, but Lamoth dropped it. So Raiders first and second, nobody out.
And sometimes, maybe she would have dropped this regardless, but sometimes when you know you have such a fast base runner, you try to rush things a little too much. Maybe that's what led to the drop there from Lamoth. Maybe it would have happened regardless, but you always have to be diligent when you have that fast of a base runner.
Oh, the runner going to third, delayed steal. The throw is in time, and they called her. Oh, the ball, she dropped it. If she would have hung on to that one, I think they might have called her, but that ball made its way to left field. So stealing third base is Allen. Now we see why she put her in there, I think.
A speed demon out there. She is sliding violently into those bags as well.
Both runners advance base. Count now 2 balls, no strikes. Hastings looking to add to this 4-run lead. That's inside, ball 3.
Now you can kind of feel the momentum rising a little bit here for Hastings, especially if they can draw this walk here. Would load the bases.
It's Ella Huschild at the plate, and she takes a strike. Ella walked her first at bat. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. And that's, called a strike. I think the catcher framed that a little late, so we're going to have a full count. Hunter Pinky even gave a little ooh on that one.
You can see
he don't even play softball. He played baseball back in the day, I believe.
You can see the disbelief on the batter's face there.
Payoff pitch. It's a little looper to third, and they might have got a double play. They did. So it's an F5, and that's where the speed actually hurts you. Allen was so quick, she couldn't even get back to third. They tried to get a triple play at second, but she's called safe. Got to be heads up all the time, runners. So we have an F5 for the first out, and we have a 5U for out number 2.
Now that really would have been something if they would have managed to sneak out the triple play there.
First pitch to Meyer is low, ball 1. That's Lauren Meyer, one of the 9 seniors. This is their year, you might say, Owen, when you got all that experience. There's a foul tip off the plate. You could hear that noise. You could just tell. And it came backwards.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Count is 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, you don't want to say it will be a rebuilding year for Hastings next year, but rather just you're going to see some new faces on the team as well. Obviously, plenty of players returning, but when you got 9 seniors, it's definitely going to be some new go-getters in 2026.
Change up, and she grounds it to third, foul ball. The 1-2 pitch. That's a rip to center field. That's back. It is. Bounces free on the warning track. Watts comes around to score a stand-up double RBI for Lauren Meyer. Score now 5-0 Hastings.
Well, that's exactly what Hastings needed right there, especially after that, tricky double play that kind of killed a little bit of the momentum, gave you 2 outs. Sneaking in the runs here.
At the plate, center fielder Addie Selesky. What do you know? Another senior.
Yeah, I'm sensing there's a theme here.
Strike at the letters. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. There's a rip to left field, right at the left fielder. Hand to hand for out number 3, but the Raiders were able to get 1 run on 1 hit, making the score 5-0 after 3 complete innings. Owen Ailey, Peter Heyman, HCTV. Owen, how are we looking so far?
Well, if you're a Hastings fan, you're looking pretty good here. It's a beautiful day, and your team's up 5-0 here. Sneak in an extra run there. Selesky obviously had that 2-run double earlier on there. We'll take a look at the South
There's
Suburban
the South
Conference.
Suburban. We mentioned earlier, they're loaded at the top. Farmington 15-2, Rosemount 14-3, Egan, Lakeville North, Eastview, Lakeville South, all with similar records. Burnsville second from the bottom, but they still made the playoffs and they won their first game. Or they lost. Oh, sorry, they lost their first game. Of course they lost.
But you never know. I mean, if they were in the Metro East, you never know how you would play in different.
Yeah, it's always interesting, these high school sports and how close they are to certain schools, but they're in a different 4A, 3A, a different conference, this, et cetera, et cether. Haley Strain still them out. First pitch fouled off. That's Peyton Medeiros, the right fielder. Haley, last inning, had quite a few pitches. And by quite a few, I mean 22 to be exact. Oh, look out! I think that got her hand, and she might be feeling that for a bit. That one's inside. That's going to sting. I should walk that off. Yeah, they did. Count as no balls, 2 strikes. Unfortunately, when your hand is on the bat, might go talk about it possibly. Sometimes if you're not swinging at it, they could call that a ball. See if the umpire takes a look at where it hit her.
Yeah, sometimes even if it doesn't hit the hand, like you're saying, if it hits the very knob of the bat when it's down there, it could still hurt.
That is not going to feel good either, because Haley throws a mean fastball. And unfortunately, that counts as a foul ball, too. Got to give it for her bravery, though, staying in there, hanging tough. Medeiros is just a sophomore, too. And she fouls that one off. No balls, 2 strikes to count here. Top of the 4th. Class 4A Section 3 softball. Hastings versus Burnsville. There's a ground ball to second base. Notch feels it, flips it underhand to Reeder for out number 1. 4-3 in the books.
Well, good on Medeiros there for fighting through that, not letting it distract her. You know, when you're adamant that you got hit, and maybe she did, I suppose we don't have any way of for sure knowing, when you think you're going to be on base and then you got to go back into the batter's box, that certainly can disrupt you a little bit.
First pitch swinging is third baseman Kate Dam. Kate flew out to right field her first at bat. That's low. Ball 1. Counts even. Ooh, she went halfway, but that's called a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. That one's called a strike at the letters. She didn't like it, but everybody's, like we said, from inning 1, he's been calling that strike right there. So either move up in the box or just be ready to swing.
Certainly has been consistent here.
That is true. Actually, that's all you ask for as a player, just consistent so you know. Because not every ump obviously has the same exact strike zone. We'd like it to be that way, but
until we have the budget for robo-umps, I don't think we're ever going to get that kind of consistency.
Amen to that. 6th pitch of this at bat coming up here to Dam. That's whoa in the dirt. So it'll be a full count here.
Burnsville's done a really good job these last 2 innings, really drawing out these at-bats with strain.
The payoff pitch coming up here from Haley Strain. And she fouls it off again.
Look at the pitcher there standing on the bucket right in the open door.
Yep, I would not be doing that. Because when that foul ball comes and it beans you, I wish they would put a gate right there, actually, but.
That would be a worthwhile investment.
Oh, look out, see? And she didn't even see that one. That's another foul ball, and she's. I would not be standing. Yep, there's a shot of her, too. Don't be putting your hands in the fence either, young lady. I think she's got. That's another classic.
It's a great way to break a finger.
Yep, and there it is, another foul ball. A great at bat here.
And that is really making me disproportionately nervous.
Yep, might have to go over there and let them know.
That fence is your friend.
This is the 10th pitch coming up here to Kate Dam. KD. I wonder if they ever call her KD. She fouls another one off. Great at bat. That's what you want to see. Playoff softball.
Yeah, even if you strike out here, even if you fly out or ground out, just taking solace in knowing that you're draining away from the Raiders' best pitcher here. It's at least something.
That is very true, Haas. Payoff pitch again. This time, oh, it's ball 4. From here it looked good. It must have been outside, though. Even the catcher's asking, was it? He said it's low. So an 11-pitch walk.
Yeah,
there's the replay look right there. Ooh, I don't know,
pretty
folks.
close.
I don't know. There's a bunt attempt. Did they say she offered? They say no. I guess it's a ball. So ball 1. Haley's just got to remain calm here. Know where he's calling him. He's not giving the outside corner, I think, is what we just learned there. So keep him high. Big. Oh, they got her. They got to throw the ball. Well, I don't know why she waited so long, but she got her. You got to throw it a little earlier. But she showed off that cannon. That made it a little close, Owen.
Yeah, indecision is your worst enemy there, but I'm sure we'll see on the replay here. After this next pitch here.
So that's 2 outs. That was called a ball, I believe. It's 2-0. Now it's 3-0. Haley, don't be. You can't paint the outside corner. If I was coach or dad, I'd be saying, don't paint the outside corner. There's that replay. The 3-0 pitch coming up here to Tori Gramacki. That's in there for a strike. Right down the Main Street, they call it. Now we got 2 Burnsville Blaze risking their bodies there inside the dugout area. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Robinson over to Reeder for the 6-3 putout. Out number 3. It's technically 3 up, 3 down, but not your traditional way, Owen. After 3.5, Burnsville 0, Hastings 5. Here's that last ground ball. Nice field, nice throw, nice stretch by Reeder. $20 pitches that inning for Miss Haley Strain, 11 of them on 1 batter.
Yeah, I was going to say that was quite the at-bat there from Dam.
For those of you keeping track at home, she's up to 65 pitches. Oh, here's your Metro East Conference standings. There sits Hastings right there at 12-2, and the aforementioned North St. Paul 13-1 in the conference. And we know who their only loss was. In fact, we were right here watching that. So that actually does show you how good Hastings can be when they beat teams with that quality caliber. But hey, that's why it's double a limb, right? Essentially. just keep winning out. You never know.
It's not over yet here for Hastings. I mean, started off 12-2. It's only recently that they sort of racked up some of these losses, but when they're on, I mean, they're really on.
They are a tough out. You're right. It's kind of like these losses kind of came when this weather started going bad too, right? It kind of came together. So maybe if this weather keeps going well, Raiders play well. All right, we're in the bottom of the fourth. It's the second baseman, senior Rachel Notch. Notch grounded out to third, her first at bat. Takes the first pitch inside and low, ball one. And, of course, the clouds cover the sun, so now it's a 10-degree difference out here. My partner's over here toughing it out with shorts and a T-shirt.
You know, I thought about this very carefully before I came here. It said it was 67 and sunny. I did not anticipate this turn.
I got a hoodie for you, buddy.
I appreciate it. We're not quite there yet, but
you have to listen to the master Yoda Hunter Pinky, who tells us when you play out here at the softball field, the temperature and weather is always a little cooler than everywhere else, and the wind. Oh, that one's called strike at the knees. Count goes to 3 balls, 1 strike. Oh, that one's high, ball 4. So another base on balls for the Raiders. Another runner, the leadoff runner on base. Back to the top of the order, senior Sienna McCoy. She's flown out to center. She got hit by pitcher last at bat.
I believe that's 5 walks now that the Raiders have drawn from DeBilzen.
First pitch in there for a strike. I believe you would be correct. 5 base on balls, 1 hit by pitch. There's a little looper. Shallow right, second baseman. Fields it with her glove. Got to dive back to first. Is Notch. So a great play by Lamath, making that over-the-shoulder basket catch, if you will.
And that's tough as well because, I mean, the wind is, even though it's died down a little bit, it reappears every now and again, kind of drifting that one ever closer to first.
There's a shot up the middle, right to the shortstop. She bobbles it. They would have had an easy out at second, maybe even first, for a double play, but it's an E6. So Leighton Robinson, who, by the way, is just an 8th grader, I found out, playing shortstop.
And batting second.
That's got Stat City written all over it if she continues to play throughout her high school career.
Well, I suppose we kind of talk about, who's next. Not that any one player ever takes over anything. It's obviously a team effort here, but might look towards Robinson.
It's a swing and a miss from Haley Strange, strike 1. That one's low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Haley. Base hitter first at bat. Popped up to the catcher the second at bat. Trying to add a few more runs here. That's outside, ball 2. Just 1 out. Runners at first and second. A 5-run lead here. About exactly halfway through the game, if you will. Oh, that one fouled off her leg. That's not going to feel good, but she walks it off. She's tough. She's okay. I think we saw Castro do that for the Twinkies a couple weeks ago, and he hit right off his kneecap. Count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. Haley. Oh, no pitch. No pitch. Umpire was not ready. Got to wait for the umpire to give you the old let's go. There's Tim Hannenberg and football coach and wrestling coach Tim Strand. There's a ground ball, foul ball.
Football season will be here before you know it.
Got a lot of coaches in the crowd. Dana Strain. Oh, that was a wild pitch. That's ball 3. The runners are going to advance bases. So a little WP in the book. And a full count here to Haley Strain.
And what a turn of events. If the umpire had been set, it would have been a strikeout, and now you got 2 runners in scoring position instead.
Oh, there's a rip to left field. It's shallow. They're going to send the runner. They do. No, she fakes it. Watch the throw, though. Runner, you always got to keep your head and watch that ball, because if it goes by her, you got to be heading home. Either way, it's an F7, no sacrifice for out number 2.
2-1 lead for Eastview heading into the 7th for boys baseball.
Can see some crowd over there, too. Ooh, that's a half swing, and it's called strike. To Claire Reeder. Remember, Samantha Allen went in and pinch ran for her in the first. So they re-entered her. Or maybe it was just a courtesy runner. That pitch is outside, ball 1. Ball outside. 2-1 the count, 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th. Raiders up 5-0, looking to keep their season alive, Owen.
Doing a great job thus far, but it's how you finish.
Ooh, look out inside, ball 3. Reeder also a senior. 9 seniors on this squad. I'll try to read off the other seniors as well. I'll get you the Burnsville seniors. They also got a lot of seniors on their squad. That one's fouled off backwards. Let's see if any parents decide to go get it. Or do they let the kids go? Nope, nobody wants the ball. No dogs. There we go. We got one little brave soul. She's got to put down the licorice. Nope, licorice is too important, she says. I'm eating.
That's a smart choice.
There's
right
a little blooper to left field. That's going to drop. 1 run is going to score. Got to get back to 3rd. So Robinson holds up at 3rd. Notch crosses home plate for run number 6. And an RBI single for Claire Reeder.
And it's good to see the adjustment from Hastings. You know, I feel like maybe in the first they would have tried to have forced it home, but now they're really respecting these outfielders here and avoiding some of those avoidable outs as we get a look at the replay here. Just a heads-up decision there from these Hastings base runners.
There's some Burnsville Blaze players right there. Kind of like the cool little pinstripes, kind of like the old Pirates-ish.
Yeah, and it's one of those sports where it really doesn't matter what colors either team is.
Yeah, unless you play in Arizona and it's like 100 degrees, maybe you don't want to wear black then. But today, wear whatever you want.
Crucial point in the game here following that timeout. I mean, six-run lead is pretty massive, but if it gets any bigger, it could be a little out of reach here for Burnsville.
Just had a little meeting at the mound there by one of the Blaze coaches staff, and we're back in live action. Going to be the delayed steal right there, and she's just going to walk the rest of the way to second. Does Reeder, so an easy stolen base. First pitch, a ball to Lily Watts. Lily Watts, one of the 2 freshmen on this team that are starting. So 2 freshmen and 8th graders starting. That's great for the future Raiders. Third pitch in there for a strike. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of 4, 2 outs. Raiders still 2 runners in scoring position, looking to add on to this 6-0 lead. Oh, she hits a low one, ground ball to the shortstop, who throws it high, but the first baseman gets back and touches first. No umpire has actually made a call yet. I think they assume. So out number 3 on the 6-3 putout to Watts. But not before the Raiders add one more to make the score 6-0 after 4 complete. Owen Healy, Peter Heyman, HCTV. We'll take a little break and we'll be back for more Hastings Raiders softball.
What a move, what a goal! Oh, and a shot scores!
The Raiders, can they get the layup? Yes, they do.
Just snipes one. Oh my God!
And reaching up and making the play. It's moving! It is over!
Looking to throw, and she's going to get the first down.
Gone! Touchdown Raiders!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hastings, Minnesota, as we get set for the start of the 5th inning here. Raiders up 6-0. Owen Ely here with Peter Heyman.
Yep, Burnsville coming up to the plate, top of the 5th. Burnsville coached by Eric Roos. Hastings coached by Becca Sorensen. Later on, we might get a shot of them. I saw that last half, and then he took the bucket position over there, probably telling his girls, I'll take the foul ball here, but... Anyways, back to the top of the 5th. Avery Cromney, the shortstop, who just made that brilliant play, takes that first pitch in there for a strike. Haley, quite a few pitches last inning. In fact, she had 20. Pitch count up to 65. Make that 67. That's low, ball 2. Cromney, a senior. They have 5 starting seniors on this roster. Count is even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that's ball, so we have a full count. The payoff pitch fouled off right by the umpire.
Yeah, there's a couple of those ones that have bounced off of that top shield where the umpire can do nothing but just shrug his shoulders and hope it doesn't come back.
Another foul ball. Burnsville's doing a lot of great job at the plate, fouling Haley off.
Again, it just goes to the old cliche, a game of inches, because, I mean, with the amount of contact they've made, particularly in the last 2 or 3 innings, I mean, this very easily could have turned into runs for Burnsville if they changed up their contact a little bit.
There is a deep shot to center field, but tracks it, and making the catch for the Raiders is Addie Selesky. Just a long fly ball on the books. A good at bat, nothing to show for it, besides using up some pitches from Haley's left arm.
Well, you hope it pays off later in the game, but unfortunately for Burnsville, we're starting to get to later in the game.
Miley Lamatha, slow ground ball to the shortstop. Robinson, who throws it unorthodox, but gets the 6-3 putout after 1 pitch. That's what you like to see as a pitcher.
Well, especially after some of these 11-pitch at-bats, it's got to feel good to just get somebody out of there in 1 pitch.
Next up for the Blaze, first baseman, number 11, left-handed hitting Emma Klug. She struck out swinging her first at-bat. Inside, ball 1. Klug, a senior. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Strike 1, sorry. 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of 5. Burnsville's got to do a little damage here if they want to try to stay in this. You don't want to wait till the last inning to try to get 6 runs. And swing and a miss. There's strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, it's a tall task now when you already got 2 outs here in the 5th.
She lays off that one. Ball 2. Mentioned Haley, 65 pitches coming into this 4th inning. And there's full count again. A lot of full counts, it seems, as of late.
Yeah, she's pitching well. It's hard to disagree with a goose egg on the board, but yeah, some of these full counts, some of these opportunities could come back to bite Hastings if they can get something.
There's should be a dead ball, foul ball, hitter in the box. Another foul ball into the grass. We got a dad showing off his sprint.
Put it to good use there.
Another long at bat for the Blaze. Pitch number 8 on the way. We're good to hear that Blaze dugout nice and loud. That should be strike 3 looking. Got her. Another strikeout for Haley Strain. That is her 4th strikeout of the game. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 4.5, Hastings 6, Burnsville 0. Here's that strikeout replay. Go ahead, Owen.
Yeah, we'll just see pure speed right there. That's the 2nd time Klug has struck out looking here in this one. I think she was a little thrown off on that pitch too, because it was the windup a little bit was a little herky-jerky for Strain. You could see that Klug was kind of twitching in the box a little bit. Like, is she going to start the windup now? I think it threw off her timing a little bit.
Herky-jerky. Did you hear that, folks? A herky-jerky. If you told the umpire that, he might call it a balk. There ain't no such thing as a herky-jerky pitch. We got a new pitcher for Burnsville. It's number 20 on the mound.
So we got a 2-1 lead still for Eastview. Excuse me, 2-2 game between Eastview and Apple Valley after 7. Oh, Hastings, Eastview and Hastings, excuse me. Austin Vile, the RBI single.
After 7. I know why you said Valley, because you saw his last name with the V and the A and the LL in there.
I'm just so excited about sections.
Hastings Raiders softball. Yes, sir.
23 for 17.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yep. So we got a new pitcher on the mound. It's number 20. She goes from second base to the mound. That's Miley Lamath pitching. At the plate for the Raiders, number 25, designated player Ella Hoschelt. That's high and outside, ball 1. DeBilson had 84 pitches through 4 innings. She had 0 strikeouts and 5 walks. Gave up 6 runs. There's a swing and a miss. It was the second baseman. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Oh, it boots off her foot. Third baseman picks it up, and she can't pick it up either. That'll be an error. E6, but Hoschelt reaches first.
It's a second E6 in the last 5 batters. It's a benefit of really making solid contact, as we see on the replay there.
Looks like we're going to have another pinch runner here. It's number 8 for Hastings going in to run. Number 8, she's not on their roster here. Oh, there she is. Wait, that's Lauren Mall. Oh, Lauren Mall, the flex player. Okay, that's what they're doing. Lauren's at flex, so she's going to go run. Let's see what other changes Coach Sorensen has up her sleeve.
Well, and just to go back to what you were talking about earlier, obviously maybe not the greatest start for DeBilzen, but you know, really after that first inning, I mean, it's only 2 runs after the first inning. I mean, fair amount of hits, but with good defense, you know, it was she kind of did settle down as the game went on a little bit. It was just that first inning that kind of put it out of reach.
Well said. Next up for the Raiders, left fielder, senior number 2, Lauren Meyer. Meyer is 1 for 1 in the game, a walk and a double. A double in the third, which turned into an RBI. Delayed steal, but she heads back to first. Good throw by the catcher. .2-0 the count. And that was strike up high at those numbers. Nine seniors on this Raiders squad. 6 of them have started. There's a ground ball to third. That's a fair ball. The throw to second. They get the lead runner. However, to first. She stepped off the bag, so that should be safe at 1. So a 5-4 putout at second.
Yeah, we'll take another look at the replay here. Just barely getting that lead runner out. That's the benefit of having that speed on base with the pinch runner or the courtesy runner or whatever you'd like to call it. But
Addie Selesky at the plate. Center fielder, hockey player, senior. Oh, there's a little late swing low. It looked like she was practicing the golf swing there maybe a little bit, huh? Breaking out the old pitching wedge.
It's about that season as well.
Amen. Amen to that. Down quickly, 0-2 though. There's a little blooper in the center. Gerber tries to throw back to 1 to double her off. Not in time. Good yelling by the coach there, letting her know 1-1-1. So just an F8 for Selesky, out number 2.
Yeah, Meyer got a pretty big lead out there, really testing the arms of those outfielders for Burnsville.
But she did have to go decently far because if she does drop it, she's got to be close enough to get to second. So it's a precarious situation.
Well, unfortunately, it's a 4-run 8th inning for Eastview. That's going to make it 6-2 in favor of the road team there in the bottom of the 8th.
Now we have a new hitter for Rachel Notch, batting for Hastings. That is number 5, Lila Gessner, batting for Hastings. 5th inning up 6. Might as well get some other players some opportunities. You never know come the next game if you need them. Not saying this one's over yet, but more experience everybody gets. Never know when injuries happen or somebody's in a slump.
It's rarely going to not benefit you to put in new players in situations like this.
She takes that one for a strike. Counts even 1 ball, 1 strike. Just joining us, it's Class 4A Section 3 elimination bracket softball in the first round. New pitcher in the mound there too. There's a ground ball. Speaking of the pitcher, she fields it clean. That's Lamath for the 1-3 putout. Raiders threaten with the runner on base, but unable to score after 5 complete innings. Hastings Raiders 6, Burnsville Blaze 0. Starting to get a little breezy out here. Got the sun trying to break through that little cloud.
Yeah, it's really I kind of wondered early at the beginning of the game if the sun was going to peek out and make it hard for these fielders, but really it's kind of always been blocking the sun here, especially later in the game. Really a great fielding display by both teams. There you can see the wind still a factor. You can see it on the American flag there. See those long shadows. So one benefit to these earlier start times for games.
I heard the umpires tell me 7 for 2. So who's got the number 7 on? Haley still on the mound for the Raiders. Expect her to get a complete game here. Oh, Coach Sorensen was coming out. Now she's still coming out.
We have some dogs out there in the field somewhere. Can't tell if that's behind the plate or back behind
there
the
we go.
bleachers.
Yep. That sometimes gets out in the Twinkie Stadium.
I saw they had a dog at the Twins Stadium a couple of days ago when it was raining heavily on a delay. That dog looked so miserable just sitting out there in the rain.
Re-entry is what I heard from plate umpire. Not again for Gessner. Here we go, top of the 6th. Haley Strain on the mound. First pitch is a ball to the designated player, number 12, Megan Watson. Watson got a base on balls her first at bat.
Really the first batter all game, that first go around to kind of make Strain work for it.
That one's outside corner, strike 2. Haley up early in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes to the 9-hitter. Haley was 16 pitches last inning. She's 81 total coming into this inning. This will be pitch number Randy Moss coming up. If you remember his number as an original Viking, or Hassan Jones back in the day. I know you don't know who that is.
Don't know that. Yeah, didn't Randy wear like 18 when
wore
he came
18
back?
for he wore him for the Raiders. He might have worn him for the Vikes for a little bit there. Hunter said he did. Hunter, of course, as we know, a big-time Vikings not lover. He's a Packer lover. That's okay. That's high. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Watson. Top of the 6th. Playoff softball here in Hastings, Minnesota. There's a foul ball. What do you know? Right side, out of play.
Well, Watson working through the count here, making solid contact, if nothing else.
And that's high, and she worked herself to a full count. There's another foul ball. These bottom of the order are doing a great job of battling Haley Strain.
Yeah. You almost wonder if they should have inverted the order here tonight. I mean, they've done a great job.
And there's strike 3. Got her looking right down Broadway. Can't look at that in the 6th inning, and your playoff hopes are on the line. Another strikeout for Strain. That is her 5th of the night.
There's a look on the replay there. Yeah, that is.
I don't know. How do you look at the perfect pitch? I just don't get it.
And to have that speed here in the 6th inning as well, it's all very impressive.
Whoa, that one's called strike up in the zone. That's the leadoff hitter, Hanrahan. Did you see her look at her coach like, I can't believe that one? You could just see the look at her. You could just see the words coming out of her facial expression. I'm kind of in agreement with her on that one. Not going to lie to you, Haas.
It's hard to be perfect. It's hard to be perfect as an umpire. We appreciate that they're here.
Amen.
They've been very consistent for the vast majority of this.
I would agree.
For this one.
I would agree. Outside, ball 1. Hanrahan is 0 for 2 on the day. Grounded out to second. Her first bat had a fielder's choice, bat number 2. There's a ground ball. Haley lets it go by her. Notch backhands it, throws to 1. Barely gets her by a half a step. She thought she was safe, but she was clearly out by my eyes.
And so now we're going through the top of the order for the 3rd time here for Burnsville. We're nearly going through the top of the order for Hastings, the 4th time when they get back out there.
Not a recipe for success if you're on the lower part of that. We're at center fielder Brooke Gerber, number 18. She is 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out to first base. First pitch swinging up the middle. Shortstop fields it, throws to 1, and got her. 6-3 put out for the Raiders. 3 up, 3 down.
We'll take another look at that replay here. Just Robinson making that look really, really easy. I mean, that throw out from second looked a little harder than it should have, but this one looked probably a little easier than it should have. Just such a clean catch and release right there.
3 up, 3 down there. 5.5. Raiders up 6-0. 94 pitches for Haley Strain now. So far, 5 strikeouts and 1 base on balls.
It's just been a stellar performance this afternoon for Haley, coupled with pretty good defense and tremendous offense.
It has been so good. She's only given up 1 hit as well.
Only 2 walks as well.
Raiders come to the plate. Back to the top of the order. It's the catcher, Sienna McCoy. She's 0 for 2 on the day. A couple flyouts and a hit by pitch. She is also a senior. One of the 9. That's ball 2, or ball 1. Lamoth on the mound for her 2nd inning of work. There's a rip up the middle right over Lamoth's glove for a base hit for McCoy. Leadoff runner on base again for the Raiders.
Well, it's been a recipe for success here for Hastings. Here we'll get a good angle of that single here from McCoy. Gets her first hit of the game. It made good contact. Unfortunately, some of the contact was on her with that hit by pitch in her earlier at-bats.
At the plate, it's the 8th grader, Leighton Robinson. I would like to know if she's related to Brooks Robinson. Played a little ball in his day back at Hastings. See if I can look at the crowd, see if I can find. Oh, there's the delayed steal. They throw to 1, and she's going to end up stealing second. So McCoy with the stolen base. Coach Dana Strain up there in the top of the bleachers, standing up tall. We'll get a shot of him later since his daughter's up next.
Yeah, just brilliantly played there by McCoy. McCoy, you throw it one way, you go the other.
Whoa, that one's high, almost gets by the catcher. .3-0 the count. 8th grader takes a strike. There's a pop-up. It's down the right side, but it's going to fade on top of the batting cage.
Nearly on top of Max.
Max, yeah, a little Slocum camera action.
Yeah, he's just right under that net.
Yeah, he's in a safe spot. Full count pitch, fouled off. Staying alive, Robinson.
I'd feel a lot better there than I would feel sitting in the where the coach is sitting there. We can see there's Max. Nothing to worry about over there. He's got a fence on the side, and he's got some netting up top.
Ground ball to short, throw to one, getting out. Advancing to third is McCoy. Throw gets away, she stays on third.
And that was heads-up base running there from McCoy, just seeing what that shortstop did and then just not having the hesitation to take off to third.
Haley Strain at the plate. First pitch swinger, she chuckles at that because that was also a pitching wedge that she just took out there. That ball was in the dirt. Tried to put on her best Phil Mickelson there. Swings at that second one as well. Dad up there in the stands just taking a look. She's got it right where she wants her is what Dad's thinking, right? 0-2. Now let's see what happens. Ooh, ball outside on the changeup. Oh, that one was way low. She gets a piece of it. It's in play. Third baseman throws to first. And then the throw home. Not in time. Run scores. Heads up running again. So an RBI for Haley Strain. 5-3. Here's that replay from the top. The cam from the Eagles' nest. Throw to one, and there's that runner heading off right away. Beautiful. Nice slide. Avoids the tag.
No indecision. There's no room for indecision, especially with how good of fielders Burnsville is. And even though Haley Strain went golfing a little bit there, you still get the RBI, so it still works out.
Next up, first baseman Claire Reeder, senior. 2 walks and a base hit.
So we got a 6-3 final. Hastings losing to Eastview.
There's a rip into left field. Shortstop lays out. Can't get it. Base hit. Reeder. Good try by Cromweed.
And what a great day at the plate for Reeder as we get another look at this single here. Her last 2 at-bats single. Her first 2 at-bats were walks. So, I mean, just talk about knowing when to swing, knowing when to just let these balls go by.
And we're going to have that courtesy runner again, Samantha Allen. If I had to guess, I might say on the first pitch, she's off and running.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something there.
Up 7. Hastings may try to end this one here in the 6th. With a few more runs. I believe if they get to 10, it might be Dunsky. Next up, Lily Watts, third baseman. Takes low ball 1. I guess I was wrong. Allen wasn't running, but maybe because they're up 7-0, they're chilling it out a little.
Well, she was just remarkably aggressive her last time on the base path, and certainly worked out for her.
Now she goes, that throw's looking pretty good. Actually, she did. Nice call by the umpire. The tag was up high. Her foot got in there. We even had an umpire back here in the crowd who called it correctly, and I agree with that call.
And that makes 2 or 3 throws against Allen that if played a little differently could have been outs, but because of bobbling or just the tag being too high, you got to get down low.
That one's way high ball too. That's high and outside, ball 3. Raiders 7-0. McCoy scores just a few minutes ago. There's a rip down third base. That should be foul ball. It is a foul. Just foul. I mean, just foul. Here's that replay, maybe. Let's see how we got a little shadow action. Oh, that's a great shot. Just by it. Now, sure, glove touches that in fair territory. It would have been fair, but I don't think she did. Either way, it's a full count. Payoff pitch coming up to Watts. High and outside, ball 4.
Well, looks like we might get another courtesy runner here, potentially.
Hearing a lot of 90s rap music from these girls. Must be their parents that they heard it.
Well, I think
we're going to have a pinch.
I think this is from 2024.
It probably is, yeah. Ella Halschult at the plate. Looks like it was just a re-entry since Mahler came in to run for her last inning. So Halschult back to hit, a freshman. First pitch she takes for a ball. She's 0 for 2 on the day, had a base on balls in the first inning, scored a run. Ooh, that one's called a strike up there at the chin. Letters. That one's way high. Good lead there by the Raiders runners.
I mean, they are making it tempting for the catcher to try and throw him out. That's for sure.
There's a low ground ball. The third bounces over a glove into left field. They're gonna wave her. Then they stop her. She's got to get back to third. She does. Standing, almost gets knocked off the bag. Tried to pull the old Ken Herbeck in the '91 World Series. Didn't happen. So bases loaded. Here's that replay, Owen. And we're going to have a discussion on the mound while you talk us through this replay.
Yeah, a little different angle there. There you can see it slipping just past the third baseman. Again, the Raiders got burned early in this game with being aggressive with some of their base runners there, and they have made the correct call the last dozen times when it comes to these base runners, just keeping them.
So Lauren Meyer back in to hit. Meyer 1 for 2 on the day, a double, fielder's choice, and a base on balls. First pitch in there for a strike. Bases loaded here for the Raiders. 2 outs, they're threatening. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Oh, the runner. No. Oh, they're calling obstruction. They called her out on obstruction. I thought she stopped. I would not have called that personally, but obstruction is called. The out is called.
I gotta be honest with you. I feel like if this was a closer game, I don't think that's
Probably not
that's
either.
a call.
That doesn't count. No, it doesn't count on a play like that. All right, we're headed to the top of the 7th, Owen. Oh, here we go. Here's our camera shot. Go ahead, Owen. Tell us about these camera dudes.
Yeah, we got some camera dudes up there. I can only imagine how windy it is up there. Ian, and we also have Bruce up there too.
Bruce.
I don't think we pay Bruce, but
oh, Ian doesn't. He like dropped down height in there. That's Ian Andersack.
Hey, don't worry, I'm coming.
we have an empty camera stand there. We don't know where Ben is, but surely he's somewhere. Oh, there we got him. Ben's back.
Well, we're here at the top of the 7th. The last chance for the Burnsville Blaze to keep their season alive. They're down 7 runs. They're going to need a touchdown plus the point after. Haley Strain still in the mound. Whoa, got her swinging at a high one there. That's the new hitter, number 23 in there for the Blaze. That's called a strike as well. No balls, 2 strikes. See if Haley can get another strikeout here. Oh, and she does. It's strike 3. She's got her looking. That's strikeout number. Oh, nope. He did not count that other pitch, I guess.
All right, scratch that.
So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. I wrote it in the book, so let's see what happens next. There it is. There's your strikeout looking. So the book gets to say the same. A backwards K, they called it, Owen, when it's looking.
Well, some people might call you a prophet there for putting down that strike early.
I don't think so, because we saw what happened. And then it got back. But yeah, okay, sure, prophet. I like the sound of prophet. So another strikeout for Strain. That's her 6th of the game. First pitch, a ball to number 7. Kate Dam, one of the seniors, could be her last game as a Burnsville Blaze.
So we have, get to this in a second.
Haley Strain picks it up, throws to 1, nice and easy for the 1-3 putout, out number 2.
So we got Eastview beating Two Rivers 15-3 in the elimination bracket. Quite the lopsided affair there.
First pitch pop-up, heads up, crowd. Watch the kids. No dads wanted to catch that one, I guess.
Well, you hear that impact on the concrete there.
Oh, 1 to count. There's a rip up the middle right over Haley's glove. That's all. It's just the 2nd hit of the game for the Blaze. Gramacki said, I'm not getting out my last at bat of my career here as a Burnsville player.
And that is probably the hardest contact we've had all game. I mean, that really was some solid contact.
That was solid. Brings it to plate number 22, another senior, Avery Cromweed, sorry. She swings at a high one. There's a high pop-up right center field. Center field is underneath it. Selesky makes the catch for out number 3. And that'll end the 7th, and that'll end the ball game as the Raiders win 7-0. Haley Strain with great pitching, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 hits. The Raiders had a bunch of hits themselves. They had about 9 hits on their 7 runs. So Emma DeBilson, she'll get the loss. She'll drop her record to 2-6. The Blaze will end their season, and Hastings will advance in the losers bracket. Haley improves her record as well with another win, another complete game for Haley. Haley really pitched a good game, but it was really that first inning, I think, Owen, that really got Hastings into that kind of comfort zone, we'll say, up 4-0.
No, you're totally right. You were totally right with that in the pregame. You know, they needed to get off to an early lead, and that's what they did. Here we'll take a look at the Section 4A bracket.
You can see great work by Hunter Pinckey. Already getting this diagram for us. Hastings there defeated Burnsville, and Eastview, we just heard Owen announce that they defeated Two Rivers as well. So we got to see who loses those other games to see who those 2 teams play. But Hastings Raiders still alive. More than likely their next game will not be at home. They should be traveling, but 9 seniors on their squad. They got a good chance still, especially behind the arm of Haley Strain. If she can hit the strike zone and these guys can get on base for them, Hastings could still do well here, Owen.
This is not a team that I'd be looking forward to facing in any sort of bracket. Now, obviously, Eastview did put a walloping there on Two Rivers, so it's going to be a tall task for Hastings, but that's going to be a really fun game to watch, home or away.
There was a good shot of the Hastings ring of circle out there having our little meeting afterwards. Your credits for today's game: producer director Hunter Pinkey, camera operators Max Slocum, Ian Andersack, and Ben Brannon, graphics replay Hunter Pinkey, score operator Will Celine, and of course your commentators today, the one and only Owen Ely and myself, Peter Heyman. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure bringing you all the action today from Hastings High School. Final score 7-0, Hastings defeats Burnsville. That'll do it for today's game on Hastings Community Television. Have a great day, everybody.